From snorting in a full into their nose, to driving blindfolded on a highway. These are times streamers attempted cursed internet challenges. This next one is probably the most unusual origin story in internet history because it started as a joke that nobody was supposed to take serious. The Onion published a satirical piece in 2015 about the pods being irresistible. Nobody was supposed to eat them, but guess what turned to a challenge? Weird Twitter picked it up in late 2017. They were calling the pods forbidden fruits, and before you know it, everything went viral. But it wasn't until January the following year that someone actually brought it to the streets of YouTube with an actual video challenge.
Dangerous phenomenon on social media known as the Tide Pod Challenge, still causing concern across the country, and today YouTube is hoping to stop the videos.
Soon enough, every teenager was eating a pod on camera. Sure enough, Poison Control had a lot on their hands this period. One particular streamer, Logan Paul, took it on himself to be the face of the Tide Pod Challenge. But not only did he eat it, he encouraged all his followers to do same. Now, to be fair to Logan and every other idiot that did this challenge, the pods did look genuinely appealing in a way that is hard to explain without sounding like you also want to eat one. Procter & Gamble, the company that makes Tide, had actually been aware of this problem since 2013, when toddlers and elderly people with dementia were accidentally eating the pods because they resembled candy. They had tried to redesign the packaging to make them less visually tempting. They failed. The pods continued to look exactly like something you would find in a sweet shop. By January 2018, the situation had gotten so out of hand that Tide's official Twitter account was spending its days redirecting people who claimed to have eaten pods to the Poison Control hotline. Their social media manager was essentially running a triage service. Whatever that person was being paid, it was not enough. When the Tide Pod trend hit Twitch and YouTube, it exposed the absolute worst parts of creator escalation culture. Streamers saw the memes going viral on Twitter and immediately thought, if I do this live, my clip is going to hit the front page of Reddit. And if you think that was dumb, then wait till you hear about how streamers jumped on the salt and ice challenge. You know how your doctors tell you that salt and water helps with sore throat and a bunch of other stuff? They did not in any way mean frozen water. This one started earlier and a lot quieter than the rest on this list. The concept was pressing salt and ice against bare skin and seeing how long you could hold it. The first video appeared on some platform called Break.com back in July of 2006, and the science is what makes this cursed. Quick chemistry class, salt dissolves into ice and creates what's called an eutectic mixture, a chemical state where the two substances combined reach temperatures significantly lower than either would alone. Yeah, I'm not going to bore you on this one, but just know some 12-year-old kid got himself a serious burn on his skin after taking on the challenge. The streamer, Glowzel, makes an appearance on our list today because she jumped on this one as well, calling it exfoliation, and when she was done, she showed her burns.
I'm gonna take these webs. They really hurt.
This next one was inspired by an actual movie. If you remember the Bird Box movie that premiered in 2018, the premise of the movie was that Sandra Bullock and her children must navigate a world while blindfolded to avoid a supernatural entity. And this gave the internet a whole lot of bad ideas. But part of it was actually Netflix's fault. They challenged Twitch streamer Geek to attempt to complete a Crash Bandicoot level while blindfolded.
Am I having fun yet?
Maybe we have to jump on them. Okay, now just barrel forward, I'd say. Barrel forward. Yes, we're very good. And jump. Very good. Jump! Oh dear.
And that was just the invitation we needed for more dangerous versions. The craziest one that ever made the news was the girl who actually went driving on the highway doing the Bird Box. This streamer that attempted this was Morgan Adams. She and her friends took it to a whole new level.
Wait, are you just gonna walk down the stairs aimlessly?
Yeah.
What?
Car's on their left. Right.
Oh, we're getting in this.
Get out the way.
Now, Pretty, be careful not to hit the truck.
But getting into the car blindfolded was the easiest thing she had to do that day. Because explain why she tried to do a house tour with her eyes shut?
No, this is the mirror. Okay, so I think in here is, I'm gonna say the bathroom.
I thought we were just in the bathroom.
Oh, another mirror.
So this is our closet.
Yeah.
And she also tried using an auto walk at the arcade, which was just sad to watch.
Wait, what are you doing?
But one thing though is that Morgan's challenge was probably the safest. At least the Poison Control didn't need to get involved with this one, so kudos to her there. Moving on to probably the most popular challenge in today's video, the Milk Crate Challenge. Rumor has it that the origin of the challenge was some random Facebook user who live streamed a group of people in a park attempting to walk over a pyramid of stacked plastic milk crates. Within 2 weeks the video had tens of millions of hashtag views, and you would think people wouldn't be lured to put themselves in danger like that, just for some views. Well, think again. It was being attempted in parking lots, on grass, in backyards, and on concrete across the world. The streamer Can took on this one with some guy called Florida Made MG, and with college students, and called it Walk the Crates Hood Olympics. And if that doesn't already scare you, then I don't know what will.
All night, folks.
If you were watching Twitch or TikTok in August 2021, your entire feed was dominated by creators attempting the Milk Crate Challenge. Streamers realized very quickly that this wasn't just a challenge, it was an entire event. You had creators like Florida Made MG organizing full broadcast setups outdoors, bringing out commentators, microphones, and crowd control just to turn crate climbing into a live sport. The FDA had to issue a public warning about the challenge because one too many people were coming to the hospital with one fractured bone or the other. Also, the dairy industry said the challenge led to an increase in the theft of milk crates. Next on our list is the Banana and Sprite Challenge. Now I knew we all grew up with the Mentos and Coke trend where we saw an explosion if we ever mixed the two. But then around 2008, the first video dropped with someone trying banana and Sprite. Now a lot of it is more physiological than chemistry based, but the stomach cannot expand fast enough to hold 2 bananas and a liter of soda simultaneous. So when people tried it, and that's a streamer called Azza, and it didn't just end with the puking for him. A whole lot happened after the video before he was able to get himself again. He was essentially incapacitated for the better part of an hour. The thing about the banana and Sprite combination is that the discomfort does not have an off switch. Once your stomach has made its decision, you are just along for the ride until your body is satisfied that it has made its point. Azza spent that time off camera, which his viewers appreciated, and came back looking like a man who had just learned a very expensive lesson for free. The chat, naturally, was begging him to do it again. He did not do it again. He had some self-respect left, and he was keeping it. Some other streamers started doing the challenge as well, and it always ended the same way. Another time we see a lot of streamers desperate to do pretty much anything is when we see them collaborating with bigger streamers. That's why we have this video where Kaisenet is paying streamers to do extreme dares. It started with something basic like telling this one streamer to swallow 2 raw eggs, but the guy claimed not to have it, and Kai ended the stream.
I don't have raw eggs. I don't have he won't do it. End stream for 200 gifted.
The rest took the cue and started doing his dares because they didn't want to be kicked out of the live. 2. Kai asked this next guy eat hot chips without drinking water, and this is another popular challenge on the internet that doesn't always end well. But this guy did it and held his own. Then with this next guy, we finally got to see someone swallow 2 raw eggs. This guy did it quite effortlessly.
Sure. 30 seconds. He drank it?
Then you had streamers taking on dares like eating surströmming, which is fermented Swedish canned herring, widely known as the foulest smelling food on earth.
If you didn't flush your toilet for a few days, I'm assuming this is what it's going to smell like. I don't know why it smells so bad. I don't know why it's slimy.
You'd watch streamers instantly projectile vomit across their desk, ruining thousands of dollars worth of microphones and keyboards, while their chat spammed clips across TikTok. It highlighted the dark reality of creator culture. Next up is the snorting challenge, and the name is exactly what it sounds like. You'd have to snort and unwrap, then pull it out through the mouth. This challenge was the ultimate test of how far a creator was willing to embarrass themselves on camera for clout. Streamers rely on visual impact, and there is genuinely nothing more absurd or unhinged you can do in front of a webcam than pulling a piece of lubricated latex out of your nose and pulling it through your mouth. It started gaining popularity when some teenage girl named Amber posted a video of herself completing it to one of Taylor Swift's songs, and then teens all over America jumped on the train. It would always be an odd watch no matter how many times you watch it. The more, the odder it gets, and you would always wonder all the million ways it could go wrong. When creators attempted this on camera, the energy in the room went from 0 to 100 instantly. The streamer would spend 10 minutes setting up the camera, hyping up the chat, stalling because they were terrified, while viewers spammed, "Just do it," in the chat. Now we have Ludwig, who had just returned from surgery that kept him off streaming for weeks. To compensate for lost times, he thought up something he called a subathon. Basically, every new subscription would add 10 seconds to a countdown timer. When the timer hit 0, the stream ended. He thought it would last a day or 2 at most, but boy was he wrong.
Run die like 10 times, and every time he would just take it on the chin and be like, oh, no problem, man. Yeah, I was about to die anyway. And he had like 7 level 80s.
Ludwig slept on camera, ate on camera, went about his life. He couldn't stop. The contract was implicit. People started calling him a prisoner to his own fans, and that was exactly the truth. What Ludwig did with the subathon transformed the entire dynamic between a streamer and their audience. Usually, the streamer is in charge of the broadcast. They choose when to go live, what game to play, and when to turn off the stream and go to sleep. Ludwig completely flipped that power dynamic and gave his chat the remote control to his actual life. By the end, Ludwig had been live for 31 consecutive days, broken Ninja's all-time Twitch subscriber record record with 282,191 concurrent subs, and raised over $350,000 for charity. When it finally ended, he said he would never do it again. But then Kai Cenat did it, then did it again, then Iron Mouse broke the record. Then Kai came back a second time and streamed for the entire month of November 2024, reported coughing up blood by day 20, and ended with 728,000 subscribers. If you thought Ludwig staying live for a month was crazy, the sleep deprivation meta took the streaming world into actual psychological horror territory. Creators realized that sleeping on stream was cute, but staying awake indefinitely caused viewers to tune in just to watch a human mind slowly fracture on camera. The most extreme example of this was a streamer named Norm. Norm set out to break the unrecorded world record by streaming continuously without a single second of sleep for over 264 hours. That's 11 straight days.
Take 2! Attempt number 2!
Watching Norm stream by day 7 felt like watching a glitching video game character. His speech was completely slurred. He was having vivid visual hallucinations live on camera, staring blankly at walls, and his chat was actively divided between people begging him to stop and trolls placing bets on when he'd pass out.
Scoop of sugar? I think maybe you would like that, huh?
It got so disturbing that YouTube terminated his channel live midstream while nearly 100,000 concurrent viewers watched. He migrated to Kick to keep going, only for local police and paramedics to show up at his house live on stream to physically force him to a hospital.